anyway, all you do, we're ready to go for a ride. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Leo here, and I'm out and about running around at a little park. As some of y'all probably seen, we've been, doing a little series lately called Legends and Locations. I've been using these, little electric bike here, and been running around with it, hitting some places and, showing different things. And we got some questions and stuff, and I thought I would, just kind of make a little video real quick and see if we couldn't answer some of them. And I think it's a pretty good little spot, right? Looks like a fun place, looks like fun may ensue once I leave here. I suspect that may be the case. Anyway, like I said, it's called a sizzle bike. S-I-Z-Z-L-E-B-K, sizzle bike. And it's the S200 model, and it's a folding bike. I took it to different places, Boone County, couple other places, just riding it around and visiting historic sites and things like that. As of right now, it's got, I think it was 27 miles. Yep, 27 miles on it. I don't know how well y'all can see that camera. It tends to, it's not flickering like that in real life. Anyway, 27 miles so far. But I do believe that is probably enough for a pretty decent little review on said bike. And I know a lot of you, like I said, there's been several people asking about it and, kind of mentioning it and things like that. So I figured it'd be a, cool thing to maybe show you guys. Not really a whole lot of them around here. My understanding is these are all over the place in larger cities and more metropolitan areas than, southern West Virginia. My understanding is some of you people found out about these a while back. Anyway, this one here, like I said, it's a sizzle bike. And they contacted us and asked us, if we might be interested in, using one of their bikes, show it and do a review on it and, take it and go out and kick the tires and run some trails and, see what you think about it, give it a good run for its money and see what you think. I would absolutely love to. But this one here, it's also a compact model. This folds up. And I folded it real quick and unfolded it in one of our videos. We'll show you a little clip of that. But it's really simple, real easy to do. Just takes a few seconds. But anyway, get some technical specs real quick out of the way. And then, the fun part, the interesting stuff. It's a 1,000-watt rear hub motor. Maximum speed of 23 miles an hour. 55-mile range. Holds a 400-pound weight limit. So, it'll carry quite a bit, 400 pounds. One of the things that caught me off guard that I didn't suspect was that this thing actually has hydraulic brakes like your car. They're not playing, right? And they put actual hydraulic brakes on this thing. It's not, you've seen like bikes, they'll have the caliper brakes, looks like a little horseshoe. Cantilever brakes, or it looks like two sticks side by side with a cable in between at the top, and brake shoes just up from the bottom a little ways. They grab the wheel. This is actual hydraulic real brakes, like I said, like on a car. But it also has, the headlight, of course, if you get caught out after dark. And it's a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery. It's also a 7-speed bicycle with 20-inch by 4-inch wide tires. So, dirt, gravel, grass, sand, and even light snow, should be no problem. The deep snow, that's its limitations right there. Super, super steep hills and super, super deep snow. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's probably a limitation for most bikes. You know what I mean? But it's really easy to use, guys. You know, like I said, I know a lot of people, you know, they've been riding stuff like this for a while. But it's kind of new to us, kind of new to me anyway. And I figure if it's, you know, e-bikes and e-this and e-that, it's kind of new to me. It might be kind of new to some other people too. So I figured I'd kind of show it to you. Anyway, you have a key that you can lock, you know, the batteries and stuff. You just take it out. You don't need the key to run it. It's just to lock your battery so they can't be ripped off. But big 4-inch tires. It rolls over 6-inch logs like nothing. Just a piece of cake. You can go right over top of them. No problem. No problem at all. To unlatch it, you just have a little right here. And then this whole section swings around and folds right up. And even, you know, you can put it in a small car even, because these pedals, you just close those and those fold up as well. The seat goes down. The handlebars, watch this. One-handed. Let me trade hands. I'm not left-handed. Anyway. The handlebars, look at that. This thing just folds up into about the size of a cooler or something. You know? I mean, you've seen like on the cartoons, you know, where the dude gets a little suitcase out and unfolds it and it turns into a motorcycle. There you go. It folds up into about the size of a little cooler. And it unfolds into an electric motorcycle. Street legal pretty much anywhere you want to go. You know, my gas one, it's, you know, limited by the fact that it runs on gas. This isn't. It doesn't run on gas. This can go anywhere you can take a bicycle. 55-mile range. You can really get somewhere on something like that. I can kind of see these, you know, getting much more popular and, you know, that kind of thing. But any of you locals who might be resistant, still yet, you know, coal, you know what I mean. You get where I'm going, right? E-bike, you know what I mean. You're going to get technical if you think about it. Gas-powered bikes are powered by oil, OPEC. These are powered by more or less coal-fired power plants here. In a way, it kind of runs on coal. Kind of ironic, isn't it? I mean, you know, solar, geothermal, hydrothermal, that sort of thing accounts for a small percentage of our electricity, but coal still provides, what is it, 70%? It runs on coal, sort of. You just have to refine the coal really well and, you know, condition it and turn it into electricity. But, you know, anyway. So if any of you locals might be resistant to e-bikes, look at it that way. It runs on coal. But I really do like it. It really is nice. It's as comfortable as any bike I've ever ridden, and I've had a whole bunch of bikes. It's ridiculously easy to put together. I mean, you know, the seat goes where your butt goes, okay? The handlebars go on top. It's not that difficult, you know what I mean? Not that tricky to figure out. It took me 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And I had everything ready to go and ready to ride. The only thing I got wrong, I had this out of line just a little bit. The fender wasn't quite pretty. It worked. It didn't rub or nothing, but it was just slightly off that much. That was the only problem I had. Loosen one screw, slide it over this much, and put the screw back. That was the only problem I had as far as putting it together. But great little bike, fun to ride, tons of fun to ride, I can assure you of that. Should have really good mileage, you know. So far I've got 30 on it, and we'll just see, you know, we'll give her a run for her money, you know, like that's what they sent it to you for, right? To try it out and run it and see what you think. And so far, I absolutely love the thing. Thank you very much, Sizzle Bike, very much. Appreciate you guys for, you know, all you did, all you do. And I have zero doubt that this little puppy is going to come in very handy on both of our YouTube channels. You know, both looking for the old sites and things on the big channel and, you know, obvious on the camping channel. You know, it's pretty obvious how much fun you could have with that on a camping channel, right? Anyway, guys, all right, like I said, I just wanted to kind of show y'all the thing a little bit and, you know, run some of the specs real fast. I don't want to bore you to death. I mentioned in another video, you know, the first one where I used it, you know, there's a difference between showing benefits and features. You know, features are one thing. Don't talk about the features. Talk about the benefits. The benefit is you can get on there and push a button, and this thing will carry you 50 miles. That's a benefit. That's a benefit. All right, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. If anybody does want to get one, you know, we'll have a link for you and all that good stuff, and hook you up with it. But so far, I absolutely love it. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to go for a ride, and we will see you guys a little bit later. Have a good one. Leo out. Bumps and all, perfect stride. She never missed a step. Yeah, it is as much fun as it looks. figure if you're going to do a review, do a review. Hit it hard, hit it fast. And if you noticed, she absolutely ate it all up. Sweet little ride. Very sweet little ride. Alright, I'm out. I don't really have a choice.